Star Wars fans, we've got a new confirmation that Boba Fett will indeed be in The Mandalorian Season 2. I want to talk about that, and I want to go over the theory that's based on The Mandalorian Season 2 trailer about what Boba Fett will be doing in the show. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Smash that like button and let's get right into this report. I want to start with the more or less confirmation by Temuera Morrison that he will indeed be playing Boba Fett in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Now, we've been talking about this for the past couple of months, but I know there's a lot of skepticism out there about these kind of rumors, about these kind of reports, and when they don't officially come from Disney, I realize that there are plenty of people out there that are skeptical of them. Now, you'll recall in May, there was a report by The Hollywood Reporter that was talking about how Morrison was playing Boba Fett, but literally just a couple of days ago, it was discovered that Temuera Morrison's manager and his agency, Robert Bruce Agency, literally posted on the website that is basically showing his resume that his roles include Boba Fett. I'm showing you the picture right here. Now, there's a couple of really interesting things in this actual report here. Number one, it says that the director is various. What this means to me is that Boba will be in more than one episode of The Mandalorian Season 2. Now, I also find it interesting that down here it says post-production. And I think what this means is that he came in and did ADR in a post-production sense to have his voice more established on the show. Now, this is a completely normal thing that shows do all the time, but specifically for the character of Boba Fett, we can assume this means he has his helmet on. Now, there are a couple of different interesting aspects for the story. Number one, a lot of people thought that Temuera Morrison was coming back to play the role of Rex, and I had been told that he was playing both the role of Rex and the role of Boba Fett in The Mandalorian Season 2. However, there's obviously nothing in this report, there's nothing that his agency posted that talks about Rex, so it is possible that Rex will not actually be in The Mandalorian Season 2, although I actually think he still will, and it's just something that they didn't put on the website. Now, the other interesting aspect here is that there was a report, actually a couple of different reports in May, one by The Hollywood Reporter and one by Slash Film, that talked about how the actor from the show Justified, Timothy Olyphant, would be showing up in Boba Fett's armor, and he was probably playing the role of Cobb Vanth. And the TLDR of Cobb Vanth is that he is a character from the Aftermath series of novels. These are canon novels to what was going on in the Star Wars universe, and Cobb Vanth is sort of like a Walker, Texas Ranger type character that has Boba Fett's armor. He's like a sheriff-like character, or like a Texas Ranger type character. He's a law-abiding person that apparently wears Boba Fett's armor in the show. And some Star Wars fans were confused about this. Following the different reports and rumors, they were like, oh, I bet Boba's not even in the show. I bet it is probably just going to be Cobb Vanth, and maybe the other Hollywood Reporter article talking about Boba was incorrect. But now, with this leaking from the agency, it really and truly looks like Boba Fett and Temuera Morrison as Boba Fett are 100% happening in The Mandalorian Season 2. And this whole thought process will take us to a new theory that is developed in the wake of the first official trailer for The Mandalorian Season 2. And you've seen videos about this. I'm sure you've seen people talking about it. But that is that in this shot here, The Mandalorian actually has Boba Fett's armor. And I've seen a ton of different images from this, and I'll be honest, like the first time I saw this come up, I was like, man, I don't know, that feels like a leap. I can't really see it. But the more people like take that image and do different things to it, saturate, desaturate, blow it up, pixelate, and all these different things, it really truly does look like that could be Boba's armor. And so now let's take all of these different pieces of information and try to figure out how they could fit together. Number one, Temuera Morrison as Boba Fett, more or less confirmed to be happening. Number two, I do believe that Timothy Olyphant is coming in to play Cobb Vanth, and that he will be wearing the armor at first for The Mandalorian Season 2. I also believe it is possible that it was not Boba, but Cobb Vanth that we see at the end of Episode 5 from Season 1 that has the spurs that Boba Fett wears and that familiar sound. And so it is possible in the show that The Mandalorian, that Din Djarin, will come to Tatooine, and for whatever reason, he will find himself at odds with Cobb Vanth, and he will find himself needing to align himself with Boba Fett. And I think Din Djarin might take out Cobb Vanth and take that armor and bring that armor to Boba Fett. And I want to take this theory one step further, okay? You guys have been hearing me talk about the Filoniverse, about a bevy of shows that are live action that Dave Filoni is involved with and seemingly pulling together, producing over for Disney+. A couple of the different rumored shows, a Boba Fett show, an Ahsoka live action show, an Ezra Bridger and Thrawn show, okay? And some other unknown shows. Here's what I think is happening. I really and truly believe that Dave Filoni is setting something up that is very similar to the Yuuzhan Vong invasion that happened in the expanded universe. And I think what he is going to do is have that story play out with a lot of these different characters, including Boba Fett and potentially the child in Din Djarin, and to have that happen out in the unknown regions while the rest of the known galaxy is dealing with the stuff that was going on with the sequel trilogy. And it is possible that Dave will find a brilliant way to link it all together, to have the fact that Palpatine was creating the Sith fleet to, partially take over the galaxy, but also to defend the known galaxy against the coming Yuuzhan Vong invasion, or perhaps there's something greater than the Yuuzhan Vong invasion coming into the fold. And again, in the Thrawn novels and a lot of the stuff that's being set up over by Timothy Zahn with Thrawn and with the Chiss Higher Ascendancy indicates that the Grisk are this kind of a character. The Grisk, a lot of people believe, are sort of the new version of the Yuuzhan Vong out in the unknown regions for canon. And so I think seeds are being planted in season 2 of The Mandalorian to get Boba Fett back in his armor, to get him involved back with the Mandalorians, with the greater galaxy, and for him to play a big role in the coming version of the Vong Wars that will be taking place in the Filoniverse with maybe the Grisk or maybe the Rakatan Empire or something else. And the reason this is important is because in the expanded universe, Boba Fett played a massive role and had a ton of badass moments during the Vong Wars. This is where a lot of Boba Fett fans point to say, hey, Boba Fett may have died like a chump in the movies, but in the expanded universe, he was glorious. And so as a big Boba Fett fan myself, I am hoping that is the direction that they are going in. But that's it, folks. That's the news out there that more or less confirms that Temuera Morrison will be playing Boba Fett. A lot of questions. Will he actually be playing Commander Rex as well? I don't know how to feel about that. I'm curious as to what you think about that. And then we talked about the Cobb Vanth reports, and we put it all together with a theory that could explain why Boba Fett's armor is being trolleyed away by the Mandalorian, how Cobb Vanth could be in there, how Boba Fett could be there, and the potential future for the Boba Fett character in the Filoniverse. I, of course, want to know what you think about all of this juicy Star Wars stuff, so let me know in the comment section below. And now let's shout out Keanu's star. Yes, indeed, it was Gina Carano that was Henry Cavill's ex. And now let's ask another nerd card question before we get out of here. I want to know, how many Emmys was The Mandalorian nominated for? If you like this video, make sure you drop a like on it. And if you're enjoying the content over here, you will absolutely love the live streams we do straight from Nerdvengers Tower, Monday through Friday, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the little doobly-doo in the center of the screen to check out the live streaming channel. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.